Yeah.
Hello and welcome back to Club G's Foodies. If this is your first time to the channel, I'm your host, Andrew Jolivet. This week, Andrew teaches us how to make a breakfast I had never heard of before this. Stay tuned to check it out.
Yeah.
What's going on, guys? It's Andrew and I'm back on Foodies today and I'm cooking up some breakfast. Now this is a dish called Shakshuka, and Shakshuka is a dish native to, I think, North Africa, but depending on the region, the whole dish changes. Shakshuka is a tomato-based dish with lots of spices, lots of flavors, lots of vegetables. Today I'm making you a vegetarian shakshuka with eggs poached on top. Now let's talk health benefits of tomatoes. This is a tomato-based dish. Tomatoes are a massive carrier of antioxidants, vitamin C, potassium, and vitamin K. We'll also be using red bell peppers. Red bell peppers are an excellent source of vitamin A, vitamin C, and also potassium. And finished with feta cheese. Let's get started. Alright, so mushrooms and onions are going in the pan first. So we're going to dice some onions like so. And also cut up your mushrooms into small pieces. And in a pan, pour in a couple tablespoons of olive oil over medium-low heat. And we want to bring them up to temperature. This is where we add the salt to release the moisture, and we're going to cook these off a little longer. And they will take a little bit, so while we wait, we're going to cut up one green bell pepper and one red bell pepper. I cut them into strips and in half, and toss them in when you feel like your onions and mushrooms are done. So saute those around a little bit, cook them down, and it's time to add the seasonings. So I added cumin, cayenne, and smoked paprika, and we are going to saute that, let all the flavors get to know each other before we add in the liquid ingredients. Alright, so we're using San Marzano tomatoes. If you can't find San Marzano, it's okay. They just won't taste as great. And we're going to give them a little heat so they're easier to smash. And once they've come up to temperature, we're going to smash them down, turning them into more of a sauce. And once we've done that, we're going to simmer it for about 15 minutes or so. And while we wait, we're going to start on our bread. So I love focaccia, and I think it's the best because, I don't know, I feel something about the rectangle nature of focaccia is best for putting things on it. So we're going to put some olive oil on it and toast it in the oven. Alright, so our shakshuka looks like it's just about right. And I'm going to do one last test for seasoning. And I'm adding a little bit of pepper in there and a little more smoked paprika. And here comes the fun part. So we're making divots in the shakshuka, and this is where we'll place our eggs. Now I would suggest placing the eggs by cracking them into a ramekin first. But if you want to live life on the edge like me, just crack them on the pan and toss them in. And once all your eggs are in place, we're going to give it a little salt and a little pepper, just so they don't taste bland. Alright, and once they're all seasoned up, we're going to cook them for about 5 to 10 minutes. Check back in 5 minutes to see. And I accidentally had the heat way too high and they cooked immediately, so it is time to turn off the pan. Alright, checking the egg yolks. They seemed cooked, they seemed ready, because it's going to carry over. And we're going to add our feta in now. You can add as much or as little as you like. You can replace the feta with goat cheese or even go neutral with mozzarella. And I'm finishing it with a garnish of parsley. And that's it. I usually set it on the table just with the pan because it is pretty to look at. And all you have to do is get the family and start eating. All right, so we kind of have to fish out those eggs. It is a little confusing to look at with all the feta cheese around, but we can do it, I swear. And get all your veggies on there, put it on a plate, and we cannot forget the bread. That focaccia is looking nice and toasty. And just place it on your bread and you're good to go. Well, that just about does it. Thanks, Club G Foodies, for having me one more time. Thank you to Andrea for hosting me. And if you want to see more, tune in for next week. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
All right, Andrew. First, you described the dish and it sounded amazing. Then I got to see it and it looked delicious. And then you named my top 3 spices: paprika, cumin, and cayenne. I am sold. Thank you so much for taking the time to make that absolutely beautiful dish. I can't wait to hear if you guys give it a try. Please let us know how it goes and what you think. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Can't wait to see you next week. Until then, stay healthy.
Yeah.